So we're here today to talk about generating 1 to 2 more closings in the next 30 days. So it doesn't matter what your business is. Who here wants to do 1 more closing in the next 30 days? Yeah. Let me tell you guys, this is so important. You need to think of yourself as like you have these tools in your tool belt, and you can pull out these tools at any time to generate business. So when you're having a slow month, like I remember, here's where this came from. This is the honest truth. I remember I was probably 2 to 3 years into the business, and I had a goose egg in October, and it's October 1, and I have no pendings and no under contracts in October. Okay. And I remember I panicked, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what am I gonna do? And then I was like, there's things I can do. I know how to generate business. Why don't I just do those activities? And every single time I would get into action and generate deals, and I would usually generate 1 or 2 for October. But guess what happened in November? Sometimes I had Novembers with 11 closings, 10, 11 closings. Oh yeah. And this is a long time ago, guys. This is back when, I remember sitting there playing poker. I had a poker game, and there was like 6 of us. 3 of us had $100,000 a month that month, and it was like in November, right? Novembers are huge because people are trying to get in before the holidays. They want to be in. So this is a great time, guys. And I saw this meme the other day. It was the best meme, and I needed to hear it. And it said, if you're complaining about the interest rates, you're the problem. Because the interest rates aren't the problem. There's plenty of people buying homes. How many people made an offer and got beat out because there was multiple offers? Yeah. How many people have listings that got multiple offers? It's not a market problem. If you're not doing deals, the problem's here. It's between this temple and this temple. Okay?
It always is.
It always is. Okay. So here's some things that we're going to talk about today. We're going to get in the right mindset. We need to get in the right mindset. So number 1 is we always want to come from contribution. Okay? When we are prospecting, asking for business, lead generating, I don't care what you call it, whatever you're doing, we want to come from contribution. Have you heard the term commission breath? What does commission breath mean? Stinky.
Wait,
that's just yuck mouth, Nick. That's just totally different.
Show your desperation. Yeah.
Your desperation. Because, now why does that repel people when you're desperate?
Nobody likes it. Because you're not looking out for them. You're like only.
That's it.
Your next deal.
Because when you're in desperation, your interests are going to supersede theirs. That's wired in our DNA, people. That is wired in us. And you know our mirror neurons? That's where people can literally pick up on your energy. They sense that desperation and they go, I'm not working with you. I'm going to run from you, right? So we have to come from contribution. We have to talk about opportunity because that's where we want them. Now, if somebody isn't looking for opportunity and we're coming from opportunity, what are they going to say? I'm not interested. Yeah, they might ghost on you. What'd you say?
I'm all set.
I'm all set. And that's okay. That's okay. Number 2, and we were talking about this stat this morning. I don't know if this is accurate. I just threw these numbers in here. Last month there was about 4,500 sales. Is that true?
Yep.
And there's 2 sides to every sale. That means there's 9,000 sides that went down last month. 9,000. We're looking for like 1 or 2. 1 or 2 of 9,000 that are happening in your back door. Is that possible?
Yes.
Yeah. But a lot of times we wake up in the morning and we think, oh, this market's tough, nobody's buying, it's not going to happen. There's deals getting done. It's just, are we stepping into the stream that's there, right? Because a lot of us, we get wrapped up, we get focused on the way things used to be. Well, it used to be this way. Guilty. I do that all the time. I used to be, Or we can accept the way it is and find the opportunity in what it is. All right? But there's deals to be done. And there's going to be another 9,000 sites that are going to get done next month. And 9,000 sites the next month after that. And 9,000 more right after that. Okay? The next piece is looking to be effective, not efficient. We talk about this in leadership all the time. Okay? We love, from a business standpoint, we love efficiency. Who hates efficiency? Who hates efficiency? People. You ever go to Vegas? You ever get invited to a nightclub in Vegas? Right? And there's that long line to get in. How does that feel? Standing in the line.
Sucks.
I don't do it. Who here has bought the bottle, so you got the private table, and you got to go right to the head of the line? You're like, well, this was $1,000, but I'm going to sit in the front. Or you got an invite to come into the club, so you got to bypass the front. If it's never happened to you, it's awesome. Or a restaurant. Like, how many of you go to a restaurant? My wife loves this Italian restaurant. It's in Centennial. And we walk in and they go, oh, hey, Heather, how you been? And they sweep us off and put us in a corner. And everybody's standing in the lobby waiting to get in. But she's been going there for so long, and she's done events there, and they just love her and appreciate her. So they bring her in and sit her wherever she goes by herself sometimes. Because I don't love it. I don't think it's that great. She thinks it's great. So one of the mistakes that we make over and over and over again, and I'm going to tell you, Keller Williams makes this mistake. We teach this mistake, which is efficiency is more important than effectiveness. So what's an efficiency in our real estate business? What's an efficiency? Give me an example. In lead generation, what's an efficiency?
Automated stuff.
Give me specific. Automated
Emails and texts.
Automated emails. Oh yeah, I love those. Don't you? I really love them when they like mislead me at the beginning. Psst, Sean, I've been trying to get a hold of you, and then I click on it, and I'm like reading it, and I'm like, this is a templated email. Like, delete, spam, don't call me again. How about automated text?
Gross.
Right? The regional director has me on an automated text. And at first I thought he was texting me directly. And I was super flattered. I was like, Russ knows who I am. This is great. I love this. This is wonderful. However, he sent one, and I realized this is pretty generic. And then I asked him, is that text you're sending me, is that just automated? And he giggles and he goes, yeah. Now it's just annoying. Now I'm annoyed when I get his text. Do you see how fast, when I realized I'm being treated with efficiency instead of effectiveness, it went from somebody caring for me to you're bothering me. Okay? Now, real estate is a kind of a people business, right? Yeah. It's very much a people. Zillow has the biggest, most successful system, efficient system in real estate that has ever been built, ever. And they still put an agent in front of people because people don't want to just go online and buy a house. We've all tried it. I built a website where you could do it right from the website. You could buy it right from the website. Nobody did it. Nobody did it. They want to see it. They want guidance. Okay? So the mistake that we make is we focus on efficiency. We prioritize efficient things over effective things. So when it comes to generating business, what is the most efficient way to generate business? What's the extreme? Way over here. What's the extreme? We're over here. Nick, not here yet. Nick's over here. Nick's trying to get ahead of me. What is it?
Auto dialers.
I would say they're here because somebody has to answer the auto dialer. So he said auto dialer, but however, if somebody answers, there's a a human on the other end of it. What's beyond that? What is more efficient than an auto dial? What? Mass email. Mass email. How many emails can you send with one click? Infinite. Right? So that's extremely efficient. What's your effectiveness on email today?
0.0001.
Yeah, if that. I was talking to Ryan in our office. On the Phoenix. Devin, thank you. He doesn't even check his own emails. He's like, I don't check my email. He has a VA that does his email, checks them, and he's like, he says, I have 24 hours to look at what they left in there that's important, and they move them to a file, and he goes, they're gone. And I was like, I was mind blown. But then I started looking at my email. How many important emails do I actually get anymore?
2.
Very few. Very few. Right? I get bills. Right? So email and text is transfer of information. Email and text is I'm gonna send you information. Phone, voice over the phone, conversation, and face-to-face is influence. Okay? So to Nick's point, effectiveness, the highest effectiveness we have is face-to-face. In fact, the highest effectiveness you have is in a group and leading it. That's the highest effectiveness, because it doesn't matter who stands up here, we automatically assume they have authority. Right? Especially if they present well. But it's just our psychology and human behavior is that person must know what they're doing. They're at the front of the room. So that's the highest, most effective way to communicate. Other than that, it's face-to-face, one-on-one, because physiology is what percentage of communication? It's like 85%. Words are 7%.
Oh, 55 is physiology, 38 is tonality, and 7 is words. Sorry.
There you go. Our psychology major has spoken.
She knows.
Say that again.
Say that again. Say it loud enough
So
that the camera can.
to build rapport with people, there are 3 aspects to it. We have our words, our tonality, and our physiology.
Don't teach the whole class. Just give us the numbers.
The answer is words are 7% of our communication, our tone is 38%, and physiology is 55%.
Yeah. Because if I was up here and I'm going like this, I love you guys. You guys are great.
That's why texting.
Right? Doesn't work. Right? So we want to encapsulate our most effective. Because we're talking about generating 1 to 2 leads in the next 30 days. How important is it going to be that we use our most effective ways of communicating? Right? So it means, what does that mean? Are we going to be sending emails? No. We're going to be getting in front of people, and then over the phone we have rate of speech. Do you know how to match somebody's rate of speech over the phone? Listen for their breathing. If you're on the phone and you're nervous and you're shallow breathing, what do? What happens to them?
They get nervous.
They get nervous. They get anxiety. You're literally triggering a warning sign to them. Something's wrong, fight or flight, right? And they're gonna fight, flight, or freeze, which means they're not gonna do anything because of literally your rate of your breath.
I had to slow down my talking when I was in Texas because I'm a California girl. And I talk fast.
Yeah.
And I have New York relatives. But in Texas, I ended up catching a drawl as well as slowing down my speech. My mom didn't know I was calling her.
Go to Alabama.
Yeah. Okay, let's not rip on people regionally for their
I
diet.
like Alabama.
My point?
To your point is that demographic, culturally speaking, there's a people.
We cannot speak culturally in a real estate training class at all.
Really?
No, that falls under discrimination. You can't talk.
You mean false culturally.
We
If
cannot
I'm from Jersey,
speak-
I talk like Jersey, I'm not discriminating.
We cannot talk culturally in a real estate training class at all.
Wow.
Race, creed, color, natural origin, sexual preference, handicap, familial status is never discussed in a real estate training class. Just for the record. Okay. All right. I don't want to get sued. You guys. Okay. Here's my point.
No, I understand. Yeah.
No, I
Here's my, back on me, guys. We've got a lot to get through. Here's my point. Today, if you want to generate a deal in the next 30 days, you're going to have to talk to people. There's no other way around it. You're not going to send an email. You're not going to do a social media post. We're not going to do some magical thing with a sign on the street corner. You're going to have to talk to people. You're going to have to get in front of people. Are we all in agreement?
Yes.
Okay. Here's the secret to overcoming fear and rejection when it comes to talking to people. Now, I've been doing this 28 years next month. 28 years in real estate next month. I still get anxiety when it comes to prospecting and calling people. Right? You guys know, if you came to one of the initial trainings before I was the team leader here, I said there's one part of this business I hate more than anything. Do you remember what I said, Tyson?
I do not.
Calling my past clients.
Oh, yeah, you did say that.
I would rather eat wet dog food. I'm not kidding. I can't stand it. I don't like calling my past clients. Why? Because of these things. So here's what I have to do. Now, do I have the ability to do it? Yes, I have the ability to do it. It's not what I enjoy doing. However, if I'm sitting here in a month and I'm like, I have to generate another closing by the next month, I can overcome these things in order to do this. So here's the thing. Remind myself that an objection is not rejection. It's just an objection. And objections can often be overcome. Conditions can't. So what's the difference between a condition and an objection? A condition is something that cannot change, right? At least not today. So if I'm looking to generate a deal in the next 30 days and I call Rudy and Rudy says, I just filed a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, I'm not buying and I don't own a home, that's a condition. It's kind of, I'll keep in touch with you. We'll be talking in 24 months after what's the term now for bankruptcy? Is it,
For 7, 2 years.
it's 2 years. Okay, so I'll call you in 24 months. An objection is a path to yes. So it's just a question in their mind. And if they're giving me an objection, then they're still interested.
Yes.
If they give me a click or a never call me again,
They want it.
an objection is they want it, or if they hang up the phone.
Yeah, they want it.
Yeah, they want something else. If they do object, it's not about you, okay? They're reacting to their reality, not to yours. We're calling people, we're going to talk to them about opportunities, okay? We're going to talk to them about opportunities. If they're not interested in those opportunities for whatever reason, that's okay. We're just going to provide the path, and we're looking for people that are like us. We want to be empathetic, not sympathetic. What's the difference between empathy and sympathy?
I can understand what you're going through, meeting them at their level versus, oh, you poor thing.
Yeah. Too many of us talk down to people. Oh, I can't believe you're in that situation. Some of my best friends talk to me that way, and I want to punch them in the face. Right? They're like, oh, that's too bad. You should have done this. Right? That's like horrible. Even, I'm sorry for you, or like, I'm sorry that happened to you, but blah, blah, blah. Empathy is, I've been where you're at. I understand. Now, my circumstances may have been very different, but I understand how you feel because I've been there too. That's empathy. So when somebody's going through some stress, you call somebody and they're like, hey, I got laid off. We might have to move to Oklahoma, move in with our family. And you go, wow, that's too bad. When do you want to list your house? Now you look like a predator, right? You're trying to take advantage of me. I'm hurting, and you're like a freaking seagull coming in to peck at my carcass. Instead of, man, I understand. You know what? Is when I was younger, my dad got laid off, and we struggled for a while. But you know what? He got through it, and he ended up finding a better job, and it worked out for the best. So, like, Or you could say, hey, you know what? I got laid off one time, and that sucks, right? I can completely understand where you're coming from. That's empathy. Super important, guys. Like super important.
Question.
Yeah.
So how do you move from empathy to I can help you type of thing?
That's
I
easy.
just-
That's a pause. You just pause. Like if there's any point in the conversation, even if you're going down a path, like for me, I talk too much, right? If I'm going down a path where I'm just rambling, I'll just shut up for a minute. And it's called a 7-second pause. Anybody from radio? Rudy, you remember radio. What's the 7-second pause? What does it do?
Resets everything.
Next
So think
person
about
who
you're driving
speaks
in your car.
is in control.
What's that?
The next person who speaks is in control.
There you go. So you're driving in your car, and somebody's talking on talk radio, blah, 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 and you're tuned out, right? You're looking at the street signs, you're driving, whatever. And then all of a sudden it's boom, dead quiet. We have an important announcement to tell you. Do you get that? Super powerful. So if I find myself out of control, 7-second pause. If I find myself I need a transition, 7-second pause. And then they can jump in. Right. I don't know if you know this, real estate or salespeople tend to talk too much. Is this a common thing? Yeah. Okay, we create the opportunity. We do not need to push or manipulate them in. Here's how I visualize it, guys. Okay? And when I visualize this, I'm very effective in my sales. When I'm not thinking this way, I'm less effective. I have a 3-foot safe space around me. Okay? 3-foot safe space. They're outside of this space. This is how I'm visualizing it. They're not really in the room. But I'm inviting them to step into my safe space where we're going to be vulnerable and honest with each other. Now, they can either choose to step into that space or not. But I'm here for them in this space. Okay? I'm not going to reach out and grab them and drag them into the space. Okay? I'm not going to shame them if they don't get in the space. Hey, I have this opportunity I want to talk to you about. Are you open to it? Do you want to step into my space? And they say, I'm not interested. And I go, well, are you interested in, building some wealth, making some extra money through real estate investing? No, not interested. Okay, great. I'll catch you later. And I move on. But if I grab them and I pull them in and I leave the relationship that way, because if I pull somebody, what do?
Resist.
They pull back. They're going to pull back. Naturally, if somebody grabs your arm and pulls, they're going to pull back. Watch this. Did I tell him to put his fist up? No. It's natural. Everybody does. It's human behavior. If somebody's coming at you, you're going to defense. If somebody pulls you, you're going to withdraw. I'm just going to create the space. And literally, sometimes I'll take a step back and go, I don't even know if this is for you. And then they go, well, maybe it is. What's that?
Look exactly what to say. I don't know if this is for you, but
I don't know if this is for you. Yeah. Okay. Don't allow rejection to shake you, no matter what they say. I was going to refer you business, but the last time we worked together, you did a really bad job. Or I referred you before, and they didn't think you did a good job. That's hard to hear. I've got that feedback, guys. That sucks. I need to hear it.
Yeah.
I need to listen to it. And I need to stay in business. And I'm going to be in business tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. So I just take it. I just say, hey, I understand. Is there anything I can do to make it better? What can I do to make it right? My business relies on referrals. Last thing I want to do is leave you with a sour taste in your mouth. Right? What can I do to make it right? Right? Whatever it is. Because a lot of times, here's the important piece about prospecting a product versus prospecting yourself. A product is, hey, I have this opportunity I want to share with you. Do you think I'm the best real estate agent in the world? Do you see the difference in the messaging? How does it feel when you say, do you think I'm the best real estate agent in the world? How does your gut feel? Tight, tense.
Well, it's a yes or no question, so you kind of feel cornered.
Yeah. And even if they said yes, what are you thinking?
You forced them into it.
I forced them into it. It's not true. I know my defects. I know my faults. Now, if I say, I have this opportunity I want to share with you, I'm not the product. The opportunity is the product. I'm just the messenger. If they say, I'm not interested, I'm not taking arrows. I don't know about you guys. I like people to like me. On the disc profile, I'm 99 on the eye, right? That's kind of the thing. That means I don't want arrows. But you can shoot at this all day long. Target's over here. Here's an opportunity. Here's an opportunity. Shoot at these. Success is a numbers game. Okay? Success is a numbers game. Those of you that have been in real estate a while, is prospecting easier or harder than we think it is?
Way harder.
It's harder.
Way harder. So we just did an exercise when we were doing the team building class. And we broke down Glenda's business to net $1 million a year. Okay, we broke it down on exactly how to do it. Now, did anybody read Daniel Kahneman's book, Thinking Fast and Slow? He won a Nobel Prize for this book in behavioral economics, and there's no Nobel Prize for behavioral economics. That's how good this book is.
Awesome.
They created the prize category because this book is so good.
What is the name? I'm sorry.
Thinking Fast and Slow. Now, I'll tell you, it's a hard book that I literally had to buy the book and the Audible and listen while I read it because it's hard. It is not geared for a 9th grade education level. Let me just tell you, which is mine. I did graduate, but it was like a 1.78 GPA, so. Okay. Okay, thank you. I made it out. In his book, here's what he basically spells out. Your brain has 2 ways of thinking. System 1 thinking is our automated thinking. We live in that thinking about 80% of the time. Okay? So if I said to you, a bat and a ball together are $1.10. The bat is $1 more than the ball. How much is the ball?
5 cents.
How much is the ball? How did you know the right answer?
I'm a math guy.
You're a math guy.
Yeah, just.
You said 10 cents. The bat is $1 more than the ball. So if the ball was 10 cents and it's $1 more, it'd be $1.10. It's $1 more than the ball, so the ball is 5 cents. Now, had you written it down, you would have been able to do that math. To make you feel better, 60% of Stanford students got that question wrong. Okay? It's a trick question to overwhelm your mind with the information that's not relevant. Right? The bat and the ball is irrelevant information. It's designed to overwhelm your mind with irrelevant information to spin your system 1 thinking out of control. Because your system 1 thinking always wants to be right and wants to look good. And so you respond quickly. But it's often incorrect. System 2 thinking is your logical thinking in the absence of emotion. You're not trying to look good or be right. You're trying to get the right answer. You're focused on the right answer. But system 2 thinking cannot work with other things interrupting it. So if I said, what's 37 times 142? You can all figure it out. But can you figure it out while I'm having a conversation with you? No. No, he can't. He's trying to in his head right now. But if I say 2 plus 2 is 4 while I'm having a conversation with you, Rudy, what's the answer? Oh, I already told you. It's 4.
Yes.
See, I can't even do the exercise. So the reason this is important is success is a numbers game. We underestimate the work ahead in our System 1 thinking. We overestimate our abilities in System 1 thinking. In System 2 thinking, we underestimate our abilities, meaning we think we can accomplish less than we actually can in System 2 thinking, and we overestimate the workload ahead. So when we shift to System 2 thinking, which by the way, the entire exercise this morning in Team Builder was all System 2 thinking. Did you notice how everybody was trying to answer those questions They weren't easy questions. That was system 2 thinking. That, in that scenario, we're overestimating the work ahead and we're underestimating our abilities, which means we're likely going to get much better results. Okay? Now, here's why this is important. If I say, how many deals do you want to generate in the next 30 days? And you say 2, and I say, how are you going to do that? And you solve that with system 1 thinking, you're going to overestimate your abilities, you're going to underestimate the task ahead, and you're not going to hit the goal. True? Yeah, it's true. Okay, so we're agreeing we're not going to do that. That's why success is a numbers game. We have to focus on a number. And if you focus on the number and you achieve those numbers, what you're going to find is it's actually
Achievable.
easy, or achievable and easier than you actually thought it was going to be. Is that fair? Okay. Focus on the customer, not yourself. I'm going to come back to Soapy Baby in a minute. Focus on the customer, not yourself. If you're worried about your, all the things that you're doing, how you're saying, what's going on in your life, blah, 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 you're going to miss the opportunities, guys. You have to listen so intently. Everything they say. Oh, well, I don't know. You're like, oh, you paused right there. What does that mean? Right? I mean, Glenda, I keep talking about Glenda because Glenda's joining us today, and she's a very, very well-trained salesperson. She's got many, many years of high-level competitive sales. Okay, she sold expensive timeshares for many years. You should see the two of us in a recruiting appointment. It's hilarious. She knows embedded commands. She knows pauses. She knows when I'm going to close. I'm like bobbing and weaving. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. To the point where we just started laughing, and I'm like, I'm not even going to try. Like, this is crazy. But when you're so focused on your customer, you can pay attention to those little nuances, right? Like, I remember I was at a listing presentation, and the seller, when I put my commission down, he like winced. Now, if I was worried about filling my contract out, I wouldn't have seen that. And then he would have said, I want to think about it, which is what he did say, by the way. And I said, when I talked about commission, I saw you wince. Is that the reason you're not ready to move forward right now? And he said, yeah. But that's focusing on your customer, not myself. I'm not worried about what I'm saying. I'm not worried about my presentation. I'm paying attention to them. Keep your emotions in check. How many of us, somebody says something, we get spun out, and we want to quit. Okay? I'm the opposite. That doesn't spin me out. You know what spins me out? Success. I get somebody, I set an appointment, and I'm like, sweet, I'm gonna go get me a Diet Coke, I'm gonna hang out in the kitchen, I'm gonna go wander, I like do a lap of success, and then what am I not doing is getting back to the activities that are gonna lead to my success, okay? So I do the opposite. I like over-reward myself. Like, it's great to reward yourself, but, get back to task. Does anybody know Soapy Baby?
Yeah, I was there last time.
Have you ever called somebody? Let's just take this into context really quick. You're calling a friend of yours that you've known for 20 years. And you're like, hey, how's it going? And they're like, oh, I'm good. Yeah, what's going on? You're like, hey, I was just calling you because I want to talk to you about my business. Is there a time that we could grab? You know what? I don't have time for this. I got to go. Ooh, did you feel that in your tummy? Ooh, my tummy went, that hurt. That's a friend of mine. Now, what's my perception of what just happened?
They don't want to talk to you.
Why? What's my perception that they don't want to talk to me?
You said
Because you're selling.
I'm trying to sell my business to them. Now, do we know that to be true? Yeah. Who here has had babies? Okay, who here has washed the baby in the kitchen sink? Yeah, remember that? You're bringing the baby home and they're all soapy and whatever. So here's the visualization. He was washing a soapy baby when I called. And he's in there and he's got the baby all soaped up and the phone rings And I'm going, hey man, how's it going? And he's like, good, what's up? So I want to talk to you about business. When's the time? I gotta go. Click. Now, is his priorities correct? Yeah. He made the right decision. He's washing a soapy baby. Now, does that mean I'm never gonna talk to him again? No. The next time I call him, let's say I call him in 40 minutes. Baby's dry, taking a nap. Now what's his tone gonna be?
Different.
It's gonna be different. Now if I think of him as washing a soapy baby, I'll call him back. But if I think of him as he didn't want to talk to me about helping me grow my business, I might never call him back. I'm like offended by it. It's just a soapy baby. Oh, soapy baby! Like literally, I've done door knocking. I have a callus on my knuckle from door knocking. Somebody slams the door in my face, BAM! I go, soapy baby! Easy? I don't need to know the truth. It's not my reality. Right? Now I can come back later and go, hey, did you get that baby clean? Okay. So now we need to commit to our number. Remember, success is all about numbers. You want to generate a deal in the next 30 days. How soon do you need to generate it in order for it to get under contract and could potentially close in the next 30 days? What? Today? Derek and I were just talking about this. He can close in 21 days. Guaranteed close, and if not, he will give you his brand new Tesla. That's what he said. No, but he's
$5,000 to the seller.
$5,000 to who?
To the seller.
To the seller if he doesn't close in 21 days. That's six things he offered us today. 6 things. 6 things. What time is it? I want to make sure I'm on time.
12:55.
Stop it! Okay. So, commit to a number. What is your numbers? We're going to go a minute. We're going to go a couple minutes over. So, if you're going to generate a closing, how many leads are you going to need to have? Oh, look, I wrote it up there. That was supposed to pop up later. If you talk to 5 people a day, for a week, you're going to get 2 leads. Now, a lead is not a closing. Okay, I've been coaching people for a long time, and you'll say, "Oh, I just got a listing." And I'm like, "Oh, you got a listing?" And they go, "Oh, no, I got a listing lead." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then the next week I call them, I go, "Well, how's it going?" "Oh, I got a listing." "Oh, you got a listing?" "No, I went on a listing appointment." "Did you get the contract signed?" "No." And then the next week I go, "How's it going?" They go, "Oh, I got a listing." And I go, "Oh, did you got a listing signed?" They go, "Yeah, I finally got it signed." I'm like, "Oh, this is the same one?" If I wasn't keeping track, I would have thought it's 3. Because this is real estate agents. I got a listing. No, you didn't. You got a lead.
Yeah.
Right? So, you talk to 5 people a day, that's 25 conversations a week. Can anybody here not have 5 conversations a day? Seriously. Okay. It's easy. It's not simple. Yes?
I know we're short on time. 1 appointment a week, does it need to be face-to-face or can it just be a phone appointment?
I would say it depends on the client.
Yeah.
If it's an out-of-state seller, the appointment could be on Zoom. There's a lot of agents that do Zoom appointments. However, ideally face-to-face, as much as you can. So talk to 5 people a day. You're going to get 2 leads in a week. And 2 leads will traditionally schedule to 1 appointment. Okay? 2 leads will schedule to 1 appointment.
But I'm just saying, if they're not pre-approved, I mean, sorry, I don't get into the details, but if they're not pre-approved, I'm always like, let's wait until you talk to a lender before we
Yep.
can meet.
How fast can you get somebody pre-approved?
15 minutes.
Yeah, I give my lenders, no, this is true, this is important. I give my lenders 4 hours. I have an A, B, and C lender.
Oh, nice.
When you're my A, you get them first. You got 4 hours to get me the pre-qual back, or it goes to B. And they all know each other. And we talk.
Jeez.
What level do you think I perform at? Do you think I'm a B level performer in anything I do?
No.
No. I don't golf because I can't be an A level performer. I'm not willing to commit the time. But if I'm committing to something, I'm going to be an A level performer. Who do you think I'm going to work with? A level performers. I give them 4 hours to get them on the phone, to get them pre-qualified and get it back to me. Otherwise, it goes to the B. Now this is assuming the lead is waiting for the call. If I have Derek call you in the next 4 hours, are you going to be available? They say yes. He's got 4 hours. That's it. And then goes to B. And he knows. And he knows who B is. Because we're going to go to drinks and we're going to talk about it. Remember that lead you didn't get? How'd that lead go, Warren? Bought $1 million. Sweet. Okay. You got to get comfortable asking for business. Here's the script I use. Very simple script, guys. Very simple script. Will you help me? My business relies on referrals. Will you help me? My business relies on referrals. I have a big goal this year. Right? I have a goal this year to sell 25 homes. Right? When you hear of somebody, friends or family, somebody from work, church, that's interested in buying or selling real estate, will you call me? Okay? Now, by the way, this is not the direct script. We're not calling people and just leading with this. I'm going to give you the lead-in scripts, but this is the conversation. This is very soft, very polite, very conversational, right? Very conversational. You know I will give them extra attention because you personally referred them to me. This needs to come out of your mouth every conversation you have. Every business person you talk to, every client under contract. Okay? Now, let's talk about opportunities. Who's got a database of past clients? By the way, all these scripts are right up here. You can collect them in the end. If you don't have them already, some of you already have them. Okay, if you have a database of past clients, hey, I was giving you a call. I just saw this article about interest rates, and what it looks like is interest rates are not going to be dropping by the end of the year. However, the good news is I work with a lender who will not only buy down your rate, but they'll give you one-time free refinance on your mortgage. Do you know of anybody who might be interested in buying or selling that would take advantage of that right now? I'll tell you what, I got adult kids. 2 of them living in my basement. I'd be like, I got an idea. Again, if you have past clients, market update. Hey, it's Sean. How's it going? Hey, I'm calling you to give you a market update about what's going on in your specific neighborhood. Okay? These are past clients. You sold them a house a year ago. Are they not concerned about the market falling? They think the market's falling. What did the market actually do? It went up. So you probably heard that the market fell, but in fact it went up almost 8% this year already. So gosh, can you believe it? Look, you paid $700 for that house, and you're actually almost made $50,000 by buying that home. By the way, my business relies on referrals. And I have a big goal this year to sell 25 houses. Who do you know from work or church that I could call that might be interested in taking advantage of this market right now? By the way, we have this special program right now where we can buy down the rate up to 1%, and we can get a 0.5% closing cost paid for by the lender and a free refinance when the rates drop down. What a great time to take advantage of this market. Did I read that script? Just memorize, guys. Memorize. Like, just roll it off your tongue. Now, I don't care if you're reading it. You can be reading it. By the way, this is a phone call. You can pop by their house if you want to. Okay? Anniversary or birthday. Hey, I saw on Facebook it's your birthday. I just want to say happy birthday. How's it going? Hey, Rudy, what's going on at work? Are you still working at the bike shop? I don't know where you work. And then what are you going to say?
Yeah, I'm still there.
And then what are you going to say about me? What's reciprocity?
What about you? What's going on?
What's going on with real estate? I'm glad you asked. You know, I'm always busy, but I could use more business. My business relies on referrals. That's the script. My business relies on referrals. Without my referrals, I wouldn't be in business. My business relies on referrals. I said this to my past clients so much that they literally could repeat it back to me. They would like laugh and go, "Oh, we know, Sean." Okay. Anybody have clients sitting on the fence? Okay. Here's how you motivate them. Okay? Here's how you motivate them. 5 ways to create urgency. A free gift. Hey, anybody who buys a house in the next 30 days we are going to have professional cleaners clean that house before they move in for them. Hey, anybody who buys a house in the next 30 days is going to get this home warranty. Anybody who buys a house in the next 30 days, we're going to buy down their rate by 1%. We're going to pay up to half a point of their closing costs and give them a free refinance. In fact, that's like a $25,000 value.
Close. Stop.
Right? I mean, that's a no-brainer, guys. Like, if you don't call your people with that, you are practicing malpractice. That's like being a doctor and you have a patient with a disease and you literally have an antidote and you're not telling them. Okay? Commission rebate discount. I don't love it, but it works. Hey, if you buy your house in the next 30 days, I can rebate you a percentage of commission. It still works. Look, you know what I like? Closings. Closings make the world go round. Right, Garrett?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, we're having a contest. Hey, my office is having a contest, and whoever sells the most homes in the next 30 days wins a prize. I'm one house behind. Can you help me out? Who do you know that's interested in buying or selling or investing in real estate? I tell you what, I use that script all the time. All the time. Now, do I have a contest? My bank account does.
Yeah.
It's trying to win. Okay. I have a goal. Which is our other script. Okay? Current clients, right? Here's the important thing when you're showing houses, working with clients. There's high points in a transaction, there's low points. So what's a high point? Going under contract. What do they say?
Thank you.
They say, we're so excited, thank you for your help. What do you say?
You
Who
know.
else do you know?
Will you help me out with a favor? My business relies on referrals. I have a big goal this year to sell 25 homes. Who do you know from work or church that I could call that might be interested in buying or selling or investing in real estate that I could call today? Trigger. Hey, you just got the inspection resolved. Great, thank you. Hey, you know what? No problem. Glad I could help. By the way, my business relies on referrals. If you're not asking 5-6 times in a transaction, you are missing so much. I had a client, I think, gave me like 8 referrals in literally 6 months. I sent him up to Mexico. I bought him a Mexico vacation for a week. He came back and complained about it for 3 years. He's like, there were cockroaches. I'm like, you're in Mexico.
Where'd you send them?
Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. There was cockroaches in Mexico. Okay. How about I love this objection. I have no database. I have no past clients. What do? No problem. Here's reasons to call anyone, right? So you go onto Facebook and you say, hey, I saw you had a baby. Hey, I saw you got married. Hey, I saw you got promoted. Do people share their lives on Facebook? Yeah. How's it going? Congratulations. How's work? Pause. Good. How are you? What's going on with you? Great. I'm still selling real estate. My business relies on referrals. Do you know anybody that from work or church that might be interested in buying or selling or investing in real estate? I would love the opportunity to call them. Notice my tone. Super soft, super conversational. Okay? You have no database. Event or social activity. Hey, the reason I'm calling is I have a happy hour over on Sims Landing. We're just going to be on the deck between the hours of 4 and 6 o'clock next Tuesday. I'd love it if you could come by and I could buy you some appetizers, some drinks. By the way, Derek will be there. We'll split the bill. Now, what do they say? Call 25 people. What do they say?
I'm busy.
Sure, I'll be there.
I'm busy. I can't make it. Maybe a couple. Yeah, you're going to have 5 there. Now, we didn't call it a client appreciation event. I'm going to buy a couple of you drinks. So you're sitting there. You sit around a little fire pit out there. They have great food, by the way. Beautiful deck, beautiful views. It's a perfect place to do this. Okay? And they go, oh, I thought this was a client event. You go, no, I just called the people I like.
Nice.
Or I just called the people that are living in this area. Yeah, I'm glad you could come. By the way, oh, you can't make it? That's too bad. By the way, My business relies on referrals. If you hear of anybody, I have a big goal this year. If you hear of anybody interested in buying or selling or investing in real estate, I would love the opportunity to call them. 7. I just counted 7. See that? That was my point. Reason to call anyone. Investment opportunity. Hey, there's a great investment opportunity we just came across. Do you know anybody? Now, for this one, I don't go direct. I'm not coming at them because they're going to automatically push back. Okay? If I come at them, they're going to put their fist up. Who do you know that would be interested in an investment like this? Who do you know that would be interested in an investment like this? This also works with luxury real estate, guys. Hey, I just saw this really cool condo. Did you see Schifrin just listed her condo? Did you see that on 9 News? In the Spire?
Who did?
You know, it's in the Spire. It's got great views. It's $750,000. Who do you know that would be interested in owning that? Do you know anybody who wants to own a piece of like history? We don't have many famous people in Colorado, by the way. Right? This is how they sell properties in LA, guys. It's not about the property. It's about the lineage of the property. Okay, invite to a quick lunch or coffee. That script is here. Okay, so this is the coffee script. Hey, I want to talk to you. Can we have a quick lunch or coffee? I'd like to talk to you about business. It goes through every step and it's timed. The reason it's timed is if this meeting takes more than 20 minutes, it's not about your business anymore. Okay? We're talking about helping us build our business. Okay? That's why we're not misleading people. Hey, do you want to hang out for a cup of coffee and then we're talking real estate? Now we're doing this or we're misaligned. If I call you and I say, hey, can you meet with me for 15 or 20 minutes? I have some questions I need to talk to you about business. Derek, what was our meeting about this morning?
This morning, this over here?
Our initial scheduled meeting that I forgot and missed. But what did we schedule it under?
We were going to talk about your vision.
We're going to talk about my vision. It's the same script. I literally used this script to get a meeting with Derek. Does that make sense? Okay, next one, pop by. I have made $500,000 off this script, guys. $500,000 off this pop by script. This is so simple. You get some cups, some coffee mugs, and hard candy. Now, why do we do hard candy? Because it won't melt. I learned this the hard way with chocolate. And then I'm like, here's this pile of mush. Okay, hard candy. Now, here's what I would do. I would get a box of these and I would keep them in my car all the time. Have 15, 20 coffee mugs. They don't have to have your logo. Mine had my logo on them. And literally, I ran into my business partner on Wednesday night at an event, my business partner, and he says, I still have a box of those stupid coffee mugs with those logos. Right? And I was like, okay, we spent, I think, $1,000 on these coffee mugs. Okay, we ordered like 300 of them. I made $500,000 on these coffee mugs. Okay? He's still complaining about it, and it's been almost 20 years. Like 17 years later, and he's still complaining about it. This is people's minds. Okay? Now, here's how it works. You fill a box top with your coffee, and you call somebody, and you go, hey Jim, how's it going? Hey, I'm in the area, and I just left an event, and I have some extra swag things from the event, and I'd love to drop by and give them to you if you're in the office today. Okay? And they go, yeah, whatever, come on over, I don't care. Pop by. Now you go in and you bring 2 or 3, maybe 4 of these mugs, depending on the size of the office. If there's 20 people, how many mugs are we gonna bring? Like 3 or 4. Why don't we bring 20? What? People are gonna want them, and they're gonna want to contact, and it gives me access to come back. I will be back here in this area next week. Can I come back in? I did this with Chafa, Colorado Housing and Finance, by the way, who owns the building next to the Rockies Stadium, that big 4-story brick building, and they have an armed guard in front. And I walked in with pumpkins with candy in it, and I went, hey, I'm here to see, I can't even remember the person's name, I'm here to see so-and-so, she's expecting me, and they go, bust me right up. I'm not supposed to talk to underwriters. I'm a real estate agent. They're underwriting my files. I'm like, oh, what's your name? Oh my gosh, it's nice to meet you. Here's a coffee mug. And then I'm like, or pumpkin. I handed out 4 pumpkins, and then I was like, oh, all right, but I'll be here next week. Can I come back next Tuesday? Next Tuesday, here comes Sean again. Hey, buzz me right up. Okay? This will make you a lot of money. I got the VA account. So every VA foreclosure in the state of Colorado was my listing. It was 140 listings at one time. Okay, Sophia managed it for us. Oh, it was brutal. It was not yay. It was, this was a mistake. However, more business doesn't mean good business. I mailed them coffee mugs, guys. I mailed them coffee mugs. That's how I got that. And then I followed up. I sent them a box of coffee mugs with candy, and then I called, right? And I knew my stupid mug with the logo, and it said my company's name, Colorado, and the phone number was sitting on their desk. So when I called the asset manager, they knew who I was, okay? This works great. So the Popeye script is, are you at work? Are you at home? Can I bring you a quick gift? Dollar store mugs. You go to the dollar store. They have them in every color. And they have candy for $1, okay? Is this doable? Could you do 5 of these a day?
Wait a minute. Did you buy these mugs and you got them printed out? Where did somebody?
Don't print them.
Okay.
Just get it, because if you print them, what's going to happen?
They don't want them.
It's going to take too long,
Oh, okay.
and you're going to miss the opportunity of having a huge November or eating in October.
So, can I share something that we do
Yeah.
similar with coffee cups? We had a bunch made that they say I turn contract or coffee into contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're cute. They have Planet Home Lending on it. And we do the same. We put candy in it, and we send it to the other side realtor on all our transactions. And then we give them a call a week later, and you get a lot of appointments that way.
It totally works.
Yeah.
But people love that stuff. They love like little knickknacks. Don't go printing up and spending a bunch of money. If I catch you doing that, you're in fear. You're hiding from the work if you're doing that. However, if you do 5 a day for 25 days in a row, and you choose to order mugs, then you're doing the work and you're branding yourself. Don't start with branding. Start with doing the work. Okay? I want you to eat. Okay? I want us to outperform the market, not underperform the market. In fact, that's my expectation. It's not even a want. It's my expectation. Okay? So you have to commit to your numbers. If you want more deals, do more. Do 10 a day. I promise it won't let you down. You won't fail with this process. Okay? Any questions? That's everything. Thank you, guys. Sorry I went over. You gonna do it? I'm watching. I'm gonna watch those numbers.